Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Key Gripe, the show for short, sweet reviews of new release movies, plus the one thing that annoyed me the most. And today I'll be talking about the new film Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And there is one major spoiler. There is a curse upon the sea, and only Poseidon's trident can lift it. A young sailor and a scientist enlist the help of notorious Captain Jack Sparrow to retrieve the trident before the army of the dead consumes the seas in a vengeful tide. The film stars Johnny Depp, Javier Bardem, Jeffrey Rush, Brenton Thwaites, Kaya Scodelario, Kevin McNally, Gulshifta Farahani, David Wenham, Stephen Graham, Orlando Bloom, and Keira Knightley. And the film is directed by Joachim Rennig and Espen Sandberg. Believe it or not, this series is still going ever since taking to the high seas in 2003. The series has certainly had its ups and downs and plenty of fans and critics along the way. But after 6 years, Captain Jack Sparrow and his band of lovable miscreants are back. The question is, can they recapture the magic that made the first Pirates so endearing? Both the short and long answers to this question are no, but at least it's better than On Stranger Tides. The story is, for the fourth time, just about trying to find a buried treasure somewhere. And at this point, should I even expect anything more? And while Bloom and Knightley make appearances, the film centers on two new young faces. Thwaites plays Henry, the son of Will Turner, who's trying to break his father's curse. If you recall, Will Turner is basically spending eternity upon the Flying Dutchman. Scodelario plays a scientist that everyone thinks is a witch, who's trying to decipher a map her father gave her. Now, of course, she's an orphan, so that's extremely important for her to decipher it. Now, the two of them escape death with Captain Jack and join the pirates in searching the seas for Poseidon's trident. All the while, our old friend Captain Barbossa is helping an undead Javier Bardem, playing Captain Salazar, track down Jack. Because, of course, Jack Sparrow pissed off another undead sailor. As you can expect, this movie is not short on cliches and even some predictable jokes. But that being said, it does make a valiant, though sometimes fruitless, attempt to recapture the fire that made the first three films so good. It is funny, there's plenty of action, and the music definitely gets you riled up. From start to finish, it's very much a Pirates movie, just without some of the sharp wit that the first three had. Now, being a fan of the first three films, I'm willing to give this movie some leeway to be entertaining because that's really what I expect. And for the most part, they succeed, even if it isn't particularly memorable. The acting is so-so. Depp at times seems bored with playing this character yet again. Bardem is cartoonish. He's really tapping into his villainous persona that earned him an Oscar for No Country for Old Men. I did enjoy Scodelario's role, though. She definitely stands her ground amidst some big-name actors like Bardem, like Depp, like Jeffrey Rush. I also feel like Jeffrey Rush gave Captain Barbossa even more depth than we've seen before. The story does help a bit with that. It's crazy because he was the villain in the first movie, and by the end of this, he's a hero. As much as I enjoy Stephen Graham and Adam Brown, I really do miss Pintel and Righetti. They really had that surly pirate crewman vibe down to a science by the end of At World's End. Coming out of this, I really truly hope this is the last Pirates movie, and they might be signaling that's so. At the end of the movie, they do in fact break the curses on the sea, thus freeing Will Turner from his commitment to the Dutchman. If that's the case, so much of what was driving these movies is gone. That supernatural aspect is just gone. Now, this wasn't the best ending they could give us, but I think it would be best if they just let it sail off into the sunset. Because as a movie, the writing, the acting, the visuals, none of them are top tier as they originally were in the first film. It's been so long, you probably forgot how good that first film was when it came out. My key gripe, though, is I can forgive the bare bones story this time. I'm really not sure there's much else they could have done. But there are some cliches that are just getting boring, and I wonder why they're even tried. In this case, there's an execution scene where Jack and the scientist are both set for execution. If there is an execution scene, though, barely halfway through the movie, where's the peril? You know someone is going to show up and save them in some bombastic way, which is exactly what they do. They even have this spinning guillotine scene, which is trying to make the appearance of peril, which is just silly. It's creative, but it's not perilous in the least. There have been too many execution rescues in this series alone that this just becomes boring. Overall, for the Pirates franchise, this is about par for the course in over-the-top action and ribald comedy. Though it never reaches the entertainment value of the Verbinski trilogy, it's still a fun ride. But like the actual ride, it isn't much more than light entertainment. And hopefully this is the send-off this series deserves, and we can finally bid farewell to Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm giving Dead Men Tell No Tales 6.5 out of 10 for, again, being fun and much better than On Stranger Tides, and certainly an entertaining movie from start to finish, but also a very middling movie. Let me know your thoughts on Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Let me know your favorite parts. Let me know if you hope this is the end of the series. And that does it for this episode of Key Gripe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.